And we're going to start on Netflix with a new series called Death by Lightning. And here's a clip.
President James Garfield!
All I want is to be a part of it.
My name is Charles Guiteau.
What line of work are you in?
Politics.
Jim, you're their leader. Your job is to inspire hope.
Perhaps I can't change anything.
You will not run from the battle. Go show those bastards who lead on.
4 episodes to this one. It comes from a couple of Game of Thrones producers, if you're interested in that kind of thing. And it's the story of the 20th President of the United States, James Garfield. I've got to admit, although we've got all our kings and queens who are endlessly revisited in dramas and documentaries, but certainly my knowledge of US presidents going back, over the centuries is pretty poor. Anyway, Garfield, for those who don't know, he was assassinated. Not the only one, of course. Assassinated in Washington, D.C., only shortly after he'd been elected. So it's set in the 1880s. And Garfield, he's played by Michael Shannon, who was in George and Tammy. He's a preacher, a lawyer, a Civil War hero. And then he is endorsing a candidate at the Republican convention. And he gives such a brilliant speech that people start saying, we want Garfield instead. Meanwhile, and this is the good bit, you have Matthew Macfadyen from Succession and many other things. Plays this guy called Charles Guiteau, who basically is a real kind of grifter. He's always trying to borrow money off people. First of all, we see him being thrown in jail. And Macfadyen is so good at playing these kind of shifty, desperate, slippery characters. And he's fantastic in this. You can't take your eyes off him as he's spinning his schemes. He goes to the bank to try and get money. He lies to his family. He's just a real, he's kind of a fantasist, really. Anyway, he decides independently that he is going to endorse Garfield's candidacy, and, things move on from there. And we got Nick Offerman from Parks and Recreation. He plays Vice President Chester Arthur. And you also have Betty Gilpin as First Lady Lucretia Garfield. So, yeah, this is a part of American political history that I was completely unaware of. And, I mean, normally that kind of thing, I would think, am I going to enjoy the story of a 19th century American president? But because Macfadyen is in it and his character is just so outlandish and compelling, I really enjoyed it. What did you think, Hannah?
I thought it was really good too. I have to say, if someone sort of spoke about this and kind of tried to tell me, a bit like we are now, trying to get people to watch it or suggesting why they might want to watch it, it's actually really hard to explain it, really. But suffice to say, I did enjoy it, primarily because I learnt something that I didn't know that I needed to learn about, if that makes sense. This is a part of history that as you say quite rightly, that we wouldn't necessarily know about. It's a small time of history as well that probably gets a little bit lost in the way. And the bit that I really like specifically is, I mean, the cast is very, very good. There's some, outlandish characters there, but also the idea of the what ifs. What if that presidency had been longer? What would have been the changes? Because he was really quite, from what it seems and what I've seen here, quite a remarkable character. Somebody really left field who's come in and probably could have shaken up the system, which historically could have made a significant difference, perhaps even to this day. So that's what I find very interesting, when politics is increasingly making headlines, increasingly affecting everybody on the ground. I think this is a moment in time that people will find this very interesting.